going, guys? Tash here with another Can You game on it. It's Chinese New Year, or rather this weekend is gonna be Chinese New Year. By the time you see this video, it may not be Chinese New Year anymore. But anyways, 恭喜发财 to you guys who are celebrating it. Happy Lunar New Year. And you know what? If you guys are wondering what to spend your red packets on other than microtransactions in video games, you know what I'm talking about. Let's talk about the Razer Naga X. Do the intro. Alright guys, as I mentioned before, this week on Can You Game On It, we have a brand new, not really new, it's been out for a while. This is the Razer Naga X, and it is an upgraded version of the Razer Naga from before. When I mean upgraded, a lot of the quality of life has been made a lot better. So let's begin with what's been upgraded. Okay, so what's upgraded? The first one that's very noticeable, Razer's brand new Speed Flex cable. Better cable, I like it, doesn't really snag. Pretty good compared to the previous one, I really like it. Number 2, it has Razer's 2nd gen sensors, the Razer 5G advanced optical sensor, similar to the other mice on the market for the Razer line. It has upgraded sensors. It means that it is more sensitive and allows for an advanced level of precision. Number 3, let's talk about the clicky clicks. Yes, I'm talking about the buttons. Okay, so the buttons have been upgraded to the 2nd gen Razer optical mouse switches, which means that it has better tactile, it has better feedback, and it also has like a lot better clicks, like, bro. Oh yeah. And according to the website, it says that it has a response time of 0.2 milliseconds. Okay, so when you talk about these as well, I noticed that they also have upgraded not just the clicks, but also the side buttons. So the previous Razer Nagas, while they have always been great, I feel like I always have to press a little bit harder for me to, get access to the side keys. And I also don't have like a lot of clicky sounds. So like I don't really know if I've pressed it or not unless I'm looking at the screen. But for this one, they have made it a lot easier to press on. I don't have to press too hard at all to be able to press these buttons, which is honestly so great. And it comes with a really loud click. Listen to this, guys. Amazing! Okay, now on top of that, it has a better scroll wheel. If you can hear over here, the scroll wheel clicks are there very softly, and you also have the DPI button over here. So there's a total of 16 keys on this mouse. Wow, that's a lot of keys. Okay, now next up, let's talk about another improvement. I noticed they now have better mouse feet. So mouse feet helps with gliding. It helps with making sure that your mouse moves perfectly on your mat. I really like that. Okay, now let's talk about something else. The last thing I noticed that has been upgraded. Let's talk about the weight. So let's talk about the Razer Naga Pro actually, since that we reviewed that. The Razer Naga Pro minus the dongle weighs at 117 grams. So the Razer Naga X weighs 82 grams. Yes, that's a lot of weight shaved off this mouse. So the previous Naga, I noticed it was kind of heavy. Not really my cup of tea ever since I moved to lighter mice. But this one, very light. Honestly, a great fit for you guys who are looking for a lighter MMO mouse. Okay, so let's talk about the size. Dimensions, similar to the previous Razer Naga. So the thing about me, I have always been a small T-Rex-handed person. We talked about this in my review videos for my mouse. We've talked about this in my review video. It's just who I am. Can't change that about myself, So for this one, how it feels for me. I tried some Valorant on this. It's okay, it's alright. I'm just used to a lighter mouse. I'll be able to get used to it if I keep playing. And also on Valorant, I realized that I was able to bind my ability keys on the side buttons here. Does it make it a lot better for me? Not really, because I keep on forgetting. Like, I have to actually look at my buttons to see which buttons I'm pressing it unless I can remember it. I feel like it's faster for me to just use my left hand to play. But if you guys are maybe, have limited mobility and you're only able to use one hand, I feel like this is a great way for you guys to enjoy games like Valorant as well. Okay, now let's talk about other games like say World of Warcraft. World of Warcraft, as you can tell on the website itself, it does promote this mouse to be a mouse from World of Warcraft, and it has exactly 12 keys, which is the amount of ability slots you have on World of Warcraft. So everything is already, when you go in, it's already preloaded onto your mouse key, onto your keys on the side here. So you just basically play as is. Okay, now let's move on to Path of Exile. Path of Exile doesn't necessarily have like a lot of keys you want to use. But I wanted to know how it's like playing with that. I tried it. So one thing about Path of Exile is that it requires a lot of spam on abilities, especially fighting bosses and creeps as well. So I found that when I played that game in particular, since there's not a lot of cooldown, I found that because of the spamming, my whole arm tended to get very tired because number one, my hand is slanted this side, which means that I gotta like flex my finger very to this side over here just to be able to reach the buttons. It gets very tiring, my whole arm gets tired, so I don't recommend it. I recommend using the normal buttons for Path of Exile for you guys who have smaller hands like me. But if you guys have big hands, I don't think that'll be a problem for you guys to reach over this side and like spam, because you guys are just able to reach on the buttons over here, no problem. Okay, so another thing I noticed about the Razer Naga is not just, honestly, personally to me, I don't feel like it's just made for people who like MMOs. I feel like it's also a mouse for those who love productivity. Since you can pretty much find any program onto the side here, for those of you guys who just want to do work fast, you are able to do so with this mouse as well. So I find it great for those who have limited mobility. We talked about that in our video, the Razer Naga left-handed. It's great for productivity, and it's also great for MMOs. If you want to program your keys, you can either do it in-game, or you can open up the Razer Synapse and program your keys from there. It's actually not hard to do, very simple. So, golden question of the day is, can you game on the Razer Naga X? Oh, I look like Ultraman doing this. Yes, you can! Planted. Yes, you can! I feel like in terms of what I like about it, I like how much I love the improvements. I love the cable, I love the sensor, I love the new clickable buttons, I love the weight. But for the downside, for me personally, I feel it's the size. I wish that they had a mini version of it, just like the Razer Viper Mini, just like the Razer Death Adder Mini, or even a wireless version like the Razer Naga Pro. If this is the current updated model of the Razer Naga X, I hope this is what they're going to be using moving on, because this is honestly such a great mouse. Alright guys, so that's all from me this week. Let us know in the comments what you guys want to see us review next. We'll try our best to get it. And don't forget to follow us on all our social media. And make sure to check out more news. c.ign.com. Goodbye.